Greetings. Yeah, getting ready for these things, you never know exactly who's going to be here, what your audience is like, and where you're pitching this. So that said, the other thing is we kind of got a little bit feedback that what happens on a Saturday isn't practical enough. This is going to change all that. This is can be super practical depending on where you're at. So what I'm going to do as well, I'm going to kind of move through this fairly quickly unless people stop me. So I'm going to assume you kind of know what I'm saying, and unless you stop me, and then I can go into a bit more detail. The other thing is there will be a lot of detail in here. Don't worry about it. We'll make it available to you afterwards. So you don't have to take down links and names and URLs and steps and processes and procedures. Don't worry about that. The idea is just to expose you to what is possible. And then afterwards you can go, oh yeah, I wanted that bit, and then you can get the slide deck and you can see what the steps are and how to do it. You can contact me as well if you want to know more. I'm happy to assist. I work on a barter system. I give you my knowledge and time, you give me money. It's a barter. But actually I'm quite open to bartering. I'm not that hung up about, sorry? Yeah, sure. I have a passion to see people succeed. I believe the God I serve is a generous God. He's not a zero-sum God. There's enough for everyone, and we should help each other get enough, whatever that is, in whatever part of your life. So, without further ado, is this working? Why isn't it working? There we go. So I want to cover these things. The practical stuff's point 2 to 7 actually all hinges around this concept of inbound marketing. Are you familiar with inbound marketing? Before I preach to the converted here. Okay, interesting. Okay, cool. So we're going to cover those things, and they all relate to inbound marketing. So, and before I get into that, I want to just cover what I call 2 metaphysical concepts. The first thing is you are not your customer. Your customer doesn't think like you about your business. You love your business. Your business is the best, okay? You know exactly what you're doing, how you're doing it, why you're doing it, why you price. You know all that. Your customer doesn't know any of that, okay? The other thing is your customer doesn't think about your business the way you do either. They don't find your business, they don't experience your business the way you do. I had a teacher that worked for me for a while, and then she left and she wanted to go start her own business, and I said, oh, that's cool, off you go. But by the way, what are you going to do? No, she's got this cool idea called Date in a Box. I was like, what? She said, no, Date in a Box. What is that? She said, no, she's going to put together stuff in a box that you can then buy from her for date night. And in there will even be like instructions for the guy probably, on how to have a good date and what questions to ask. And I was like, good luck, I immediately thought I would never buy that. This girl is rocking her business now. She employs 20 people, they can't keep up, and she sells some of these boxes. I did give her one good idea. I said, make premium boxes, sell it for 10 grand. And she did. Put like the best champagne and whatever, and she's rocking it. And that's a good example to me of how other people don't think like I do about business opportunities and the way we approach things. So don't always think about, oh, this is what I would do and I wouldn't do this, so no one else would do this. Okay. So that's an important point to remember. Inbound marketing is happening whether you know it or not. Okay, so what is inbound marketing? Traditional outbound marketing is pamphlets and adverts and all this kind of stuff. Awareness. Okay. Inbound marketing is what customers do to find out stuff about your business that you don't even know about. They know more about your business than what you know about them the first time you meet them. And when they start talking to you, they're probably checking facts that they know about your business. So they know the answers to the questions they're asking you. They know where you're at. They know what you do. They know what your services are. They know what they've checked you out. They've asked around. They've Googled you. They've gone online. They know stuff about you. They are coming to you. It's inbound. And we need to manage how we are presented to people in a way that how they would do it. Who they going to, where they are going to, who they're talking to, the information that they have. Peak. They know. You go and put your staff on your website, and so they know. They know what teachers you have. They know what subjects you've got. They know. So when you walk in, they sit down for the first time. Let me tell you about Peak. They go, okay. And if anything deviates, then what's the perception? You don't know what you're talking about. You're lying to me. You're misleading me. I don't trust you. Okay. So there's facts about your business out there. Do you know what those facts are? Are you aligning to your facts? We were talking earlier, specials on a website that no longer exists. That's a problem. And it's not a problem in the way that you think it is. It's a problem in terms of trust for this customer. You're going to lose that customer before you actually even had an opportunity really to sell to them. Okay. So I want to talk a little bit about that. So I just told you don't think like your customer, but now I'm going to ask you to try and think like your customer. To really try and think, what do they do? What do you do when you're thinking of engaging in a service or buying a product? What is your behavior before you just go and buy it? And then apply that into your own business. So I'm going to do a search here quickly. I'm picking on Johnny. And I'm going to Google car repairs in Fish Hoek because my car needs a service or it's broken or something like that. Okay.
Everything that doesn't sound good is not right on this.
Okay, sure. So here it is. Here's my Google search, car repairs in Fish Hoek. This is exactly what comes up. So there we are. You will see, I can tell you now that if you're not on the first page of the Google search for car repairs in Fish Hoek, you might as well not be on the internet. Okay. So you better know that you're there. You better know how to get there. Okay. So that's good.
Sorry, can
Johnny,
I ask something?
yes.
Because it says sponsored. It's not that's the sponsored first page.
Yeah.
It's a different.
Yeah.
Okay.
What does that
But
mean then? Sorry.
so sponsored is you paying Google to be there.
Yeah.
Okay. And the reality is, as you can see, Google is taking more and more real estate on the first page because they know the value of the first page. How many times do you click through when you search to the second, third, fourth, fifth page? You don't. You pick what's on top because obviously that's the best. Okay. That's how they're thinking.
And of course, don't be fooled if you Google your business's name on your phone. Naturally, yours is going to come up.
Yeah,
first.
I'm gonna get to that in a second. Yes. So this isn't even the business name yet. This is just a general topic. So the first point is, and I'm going to get to that. You want to be in Google My Business. You need to be there. Okay. And then you probably do need to be drip feeding Google some money every month to make sure that your topic for searching will appear in sponsors so that you will be on the first page. Okay. What else? If you do not have a website, also you don't actually really exist, even though you're in Google. So check, here's MotorWorld. I'm not going to go there because I can't do my inbound marketing. I can't go and check them out. I can't really see what services they're going to offer me. I can't really see what people have said about it. I don't know what the place looks like. I feel uncertain, so I'm not going to use them. Okay. To get on the map, you must be on the map. Now, this does depend somewhat on your business type, whether you have a Peak Connect cafe and you've got a storefront and that kind of stuff, then you definitely have to be on the map. But I would say even service-orientated businesses now need to be on the map. This is about managing perception of the inbound marketing. You want to seem real because Google knows everything, right? And if Google doesn't know about you, then I don't trust you because they don't trust you. Stupid, but that's how people think. I'll touch on that a bit more. Also, again, if you've got the kind of business where people must come to you, you have to have directions. So you have to be on the map to get the directions. People don't turn left at the third tree and then pass the, they don't do that anymore. They just put it in their phone and they want to go straight from their phone. They got it with them. They get in the car. They don't know where you are. They say hit directions and they start following it. Okay. Make sure that your directions are right. Google isn't always. I had a friend, her property, Google had a road that didn't exist. So Checker 6060 deliveries would always just be wandering around looking for where she is. You need to make sure, follow your own directions, make sure it is right. Okay, touch a bit more on that. Google your business name. Just as an aside, what's in a name? Sycamima Psychedelics is a really hard name for people to spell correctly and find on the internet. It really does suck. It might be really cool, but in terms of, how do you spell that? If you just have a name that is easy for people to type in, because that's what they're going to do. Don't make your name funky for yourself. Remember, people must use it. Okay. Avoid tricky spelling, PSYCH kind of stuff, and what, make it simple. Really make it simple, as if you were typing it in. That's an aside. Okay, so now what I'm going to do now, though, is I'm going to go, I heard about this car repair place, CRC Auto. So I'm going to Google that. So I type that in. Now you better be on the first. If your name of your business does not appear actually right at the top of the search, you've got a real problem. Then Google does not love you. And you need to go and sort that out. And you need to do it. They're not going to do it. You need to go in and sort that out. You need to be right at the top. So kudos, Johnny. You're right at the top. Interesting, they put your you put your Facebook, the Facebook one is ahead of your own website, but that's neither here nor there. It's not too bad. You need to be in that block. So that block there is the Google My Business. That's what Google knows about your business. Okay? Whether you know it or not, whether that is true or not, they do that. Someone else might even put your business onto Google and say, here is a business. Your business might be there now and you don't even know it. Okay? And it's saying stuff about you. We'll get into that. A good point is do an anonymous, go into your browser, go to private browsing, and then do the search. Get someone else to search for it. Because you don't know, you often may be on your own website, on your phone, and Google does adapt to that, and your phone does adapt to that. So do it clean, someone else, and see what they say. Now, the next step is Google your competitors, okay, and compare and learn. Because your competitors might know stuff that you don't know about this inbound thing, about this perception management that we're trying to do. So let's compare two businesses to show you what I mean. So I Googled car repairs in Fish Hoek. I found two names, and now I've Googled those names. So here's CRC Auto, and here's Car Care Clinic. I know that's Johnny's favorite competitor in Fish Hoek. Okay.
How can this be better? Consulting for free.
Okay, so let's have a look here. Now think like a customer. You've got to pick one. You've got a problem. You want a solution. You want a car repair business. This is your information. Okay. So you look at the photos. We love photos. Okay, what do the photos tell you about that business? And genuine. Who votes for this one based on the photos? No, not because you know him. No. Who votes for this one?
You can't see what's going on.
It is a bit small. But I like this one because I can see the outside. So when I'm driving along and I get there, I go, oh, okay, there it is. I know I feel a little bit more secure. I'm not going to get lost.
I'm cringing myself about the picture.
And yeah, and this is like an internal, okay, that's my, and it will vary. We've seen different people vote here. We'll get to that.
It's so difficult.
Okay, let's have a look over here. Yes, Google reviews. Okay, good. They both got Google reviews. This quality is not very good. This one's got 16 reviews. This one's got, looks like 60. So based on that, which one are you going to go for?
42.
Okay. Is it 42?
No,
Okay.
4.2.
So it's 4.2 is the average rating of 60 reviews, and this one's got 4 of 16 reviews. So based on that, which one are you going to go to?
No, but if I get 5 stars and one guy reviewed it,
Exactly.
I'll go to the 4 stars where 50 people reviewed it.
So this one has got more stars, more reviews. That one.
Yes.
That one. Okay. What else is there? Okay, good. There's an address. Oh, that one's open. I did this at the same time. That one's open. This one's opening soon.
No, Johnny.
Okay. So, I don't know, eh? Maybe that one. Okay. Very, very important. Phone number. The statistics for the click-throughs on phone numbers from websites and from Google is phenomenal. People will Google a number or a business to get the phone number quicker than what they'll look in their own contacts for that phone number. Because they want to make sure that that's still the right number, so they Google it. You want to make sure that that's there and working. If it's not there, I tell you now, you're going to lose. Reviews from the web. 5 out of 5. Excellent. Facebook, 3 votes. 3 out of 5 of Facebook on 10 votes. Based on that one, I lean back towards that one. Hey, they're on social media. Cool, so I can go get some more information about Johnny's business there. More photos. I know on Facebook people like to comment a lot. I can go read those comments, see what other people said about him. Okay? And I build out my perception. And Johnny doesn't even know I'm looking for him. That's nice. I can see Popular Times over there. Hey, Popular Times. Guy must be popular. Johnny doesn't have any Popular Times. He's not popular.
Where
Okay.
does that come from? Popular time.
So people who
Sitting watching.
People who check in, who go with their phones, location services. So the phone picks up that you were there, when you were there, and reports it into head office, and it starts to build out this profile. Okay. So it happens that people, in a way that people don't know. Google, I'm a Google reviewer. So if I go to a place, Google will say, I saw you at Peak Cafe. Do you want to give a review? And I say, yes, and fine, I've done it. And then Google builds out this kind of profile over time. Okay. What do we have here? Messages from CRC Auto Repairs. I can't even remember what that says. We do maintenance work, services and repairs to all brands of cars. We also do car interior. That's nice. Those guys don't have it. This guy's actually telling me a little bit about what he actually does. Not leaving it up to me to assume that's what he does. Because I'm just a dumb customer. I want to be told and spoon-fed everything. So, +1 there for CRC Auto Repairs. Okay, let's have a look at it differently. So, once I've clicked on the actual business itself into Google My Business, I see even more information now about these two businesses. Jumping out at me right in the middle over there are those reviews that we spoke about. Nicely, graphically laid out as well. It really drives the point home. Okay? And I start to build up, this makes me rethink my opinion. There was, one bad review. There's always one idiot out there who hates everything and everyone. So maybe that 4 stars isn't as... I started to build out my perception.
Sorry,
Yes.
What I normally do is I go and click on that one review,
Yeah, and read it.
but I go and read then what the owner of the business replies.
Yes.
To that one. And that is
You do
so,
that?
Very important.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Because I reply.
that is so important.
No.
What the owner replied to, and how he replied to that.
Absolutely.
Did Google congratulate you, Johnny?
No,
When you replied?
No.
I got a reply.
Really?
Yes, Google congratulated me.
Yeah. And what I like here, Johnny, as well, you've got these details. You've controlled these details. So again, you see things like you take debit cards. That's information again about this business. My inbound marketing, I've fleshed out CRC Auto more than what I could flesh out Car Care Clinic.
Sorry, one question.
Yeah.
So this one, the customer sees when you. So I go on Google, we have Maps, right?
Yes.
So Maps. So Google Maps, you see it, and when you click on the business,
Then
that's
it goes in
open
here.
up. Okay.
Yeah. So these are all the ones that are on the map as well. Yeah, very important. Core, website, direction, share. But that stuff generally tends to be there. But you want to make sure it's there. You need to control that. You need to control everything that is on here, even the reviews. I'll show you in a second. What is worse than having a poor review? Having no reviews. Because rather have a poor review and then respond and show that you're engaged with your customers, you communicate, you share, and people do appreciate that. Because deep down we all know we all screw up sometime. That's not the problem. The problem is, does the owner jump on and say, well, don't ever come back here again. I don't need your business. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, they said nothing, so they just ignore us. Engage. Engage with poor reviews. Turn poor reviews into an opportunity to show that you care, that you can trust me. Actually, poor reviews can really help.
And in that respect, if as opposed to 5 and 4.2, where would you go?
I would. Now, this does depend on the nature of what I'm going to spend. The more I spend, the more inbound marketing I do, the more I check you out, the more I will read the reviews and would check and see. And do people just give 5 stars and don't leave a comment? Or do they tell me why? Because I'll rather trust a 3-star review that is then honest with me, a reviewer that is then honest with me saying, look, it was great, I got what I wanted, but this, that, and the next thing. And okay, I trust this more than what I will tell you in a second you can do. And just give reviews. So I think the important thing is for business owners also to respond to positive reviews and to say thanks, I really appreciate that. And engage at that level as well. That almost adds credibility to the reviewer as well. They go, oh, this was actually a real person.
So you can respond even though it's historical.
Yes. Yeah.
And I would add something. It's important that you don't also respond. It is for me worse than
Yes.
not responding. So if you just don't always have the same sentence, that means
Yeah.
there's someone just servicing your account with not really caring. But even make it personal. So if I see there's different wordings, then I know you sitting behind the actual answer.
Yes.
And not someone is just.
And not a bot. Actually, that was something I've forgotten. The other thing is, if you limit it for time, spend your energy on getting Google right and not Instagram and Facebook and all these other things. They suck up time. We know that. Okay. Rather, don't have an Instagram account. Don't have a Facebook account until you've nailed down Google, because people Google first to find out before they go to. From there, they say, oh, you got a social media account. Now let me check you out. And if you're not up to date there, if you're not responding over there, then you just lose marks. So make sure that you've got Google sorted out, then make sure that you've got the time and the capacity in social media. Social media requires someone posts something, you must hit it back immediately. That's the whole nature of social media. So small businesses, I tell people, stay away from social media. Unless you've got someone or yourself that can really respond and give the time to doing it well, those regular postings, regular updates, regular responses. Otherwise, it can just hurt you.
Sorry, Neil,
Yes,
Okay.
very definitely. And it's definitely targeted at different like types of consumers as well. And you need to know that. You need to know who you speak, who is using that form of social media. Everyone in this room probably has a Facebook account. I'm not saying anything, but I'm just saying something. Not everyone in this room has an Instagram account. Just saying.
Our kids have
Okay.
got Instagram.
Yes, exactly.
But
TikTok,
Instagram's
Snapchat.
old now
Yeah.
for the younger
Yeah.
generation. So I think is even harder.
Yeah.
Snapchat.
Yeah. TikTok and
Be real. It's
Question is these ones you talk about, do they have, how much value do they have for marketing for a small business? Because you need to be so active.
yep.
And is
That's
it-
why I say stay away from it.
Okay.
You have to do it well or not at all. When I was in corporate, we used to have to do demos, and I hated that because demos, when you're demoing software, it's a bit like social media. You can't actually win; you can only lose, if you think about it. Because if you demo something and it works, well, that's exactly what people expected. Okay, so you didn't prove anything. If it doesn't work, you see, I knew your stuff is nonsense. And it's the same on social media. You're either just the same and good enough as everyone else who's on social media, or, oh, well, your stuff is old, wrong color, wrong shape, and you just get nailed. So you have to do social, and that's a budget. That's money. That's someone's time. That's someone's talent. You got to spend on social media for it to be successful. Google is far more static. You can respond within 24 hours to a review. You know, that kind of stuff. It's more manageable. Get that right before you do social media. Okay, so why is this important? Malcolm Gladwell wrote this brilliant book called Blink. And he explains that snap judgment decisions can be far more effective than a cautious decision. We overthink. Okay. Your potential client's decision to use your business often depends on the cumulative effect of the small things they know about you, such as your web and tech presence. And that's what's really happening over here. That's what inbound marketing is doing. They're not going to spend a massive amount of time. Going for a car repair isn't the same as going for neurosurgery. Okay? You're just Googling quickly and you're absorbing and you're taking all those things that I mentioned in an instant and you're making a decision because you just got to get the car fixed and get it done. Okay? So it is the small things that are going to make that difference, and people are going to do this. This isn't a huge moral dilemma for them. They just want to make a decision. Okay? And they're going to use all those small things to inform them intuitively without even really thinking about it. But you have to think about it. You have to inform what people are making that snap decision on. So you need to understand the way you look. So what are some of these small things that in and of itself is like, Now most of you here probably have a good domain and a website. And there are many ways of going about this, and this was the trickiest one for me to do because there are so many ways of going about it. But here's some things I want to just kind of make you aware of. That most hosting out there is shared hosting. That's why it's so cheap. And I'll be honest with you. People want cheap because everyone's got a website, so everyone's got it, so it must be cheap. And why must I pay 1,000 Rand for a website hosting when I can get it at Afrios for 50 Rand? You're not getting the same thing. You're absolutely not getting the same thing. You're getting something that is shared. You're on a physical server with 100 other business owners doing their stuff on there. And if they cause a problem in their website because it's a shared server, you will have a problem. And you won't know why. And then you contact Afrios and they go, oh, we'll look into it. Meantime, they just reboot everything and then it comes back again. They go, oh, okay. And you never know. You have no control over cheap hosting. So be aware of that. We all got to start somewhere. You can start there. That's fine. Be aware of that.
So what is you create a dilemma, a very technical dilemma, which that is like how far do you go? I mean, in the
Yes.
end you need because we cannot have our own server in our basement, all of us. And
So I'll give you a solution. I'll give you a solution there in a second. The other thing is that these cheap servers do tend to tie you down. When you now go, okay, you know what? I'm going to start doing some e-commerce on my website. Oh well, now you can't do it on this server. Now you got to move, change, and adapt, and that downtime and problems. There's no path. There's no scalable path to easily move. It then becomes big problematic changes. So again, depending on where you're at in your business, you might have to do that. The other big thing I try and warn people about is don't put all your eggs in one basket. Don't do all your tech with one company and one place with one ISP. Okay? They own you and they will leverage that. Stay away from GoDaddy. You know, these kind of places, because they suck you in, they hold you there, and then it starts off nice and cheap, and then you want to do anything else, and then the fees just start piling up, and you can't get out. They know how to hold you.
Sorry, I don't understand that. What kind of eggs do I have?
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah. So these are your eggs. Step one for a website is you need to own your domain name. That's like a street address. Okay. That's not your building. That's not your product. That's just your address of where you are. And you can be at a .com, so you have this international kind of address. You can have a country address, .co.za. And I would be careful of these newfangled kind of funky name addresses. And the reason is a bit unfortunate is they often get snapped up by nefarious characters to do nefarious things, so they get a bad reputation. If your business is just in Cape Town, for instance, then I might consider getting like a .Cape Town. That can be cool. But then you have to know you're never leaving Cape Town. Okay. So unfortunately still, .com if you want to be international, .co.za is still just the best. You're going to pay more for the .com address than what you're going to pay for a .co.za address. And this is an annual fee. Then you need to rent a good building. Okay, so the building in this scenario is your hosting company. Okay, that's that server. Now you can be in a mall and share it with everyone else. Okay, and that comes with its own rental issues and problems and what have you. Or you can have Peak Academy. You can go and get your own building. Which one are you going to pay more for? You know, your own building. Okay, but now you got control. Okay. You must decide. You can't have it both ways. So you can go cheap, use your ISP, use Afrios, be on a shared server, that's fine. But know that it comes with its own challenges. Nothing is really free and cheap. Okay. Or you can pay a little bit more and get something, what they call a VPS, which is a virtual private server. Okay, so it's not your own piece of hardware, but at least from a software point of view, it's yours. Your IP address in the cloud. So in these cheap servers, that piece of hardware has got one IP address. Everyone in that building shares that same IP address, that same address. Okay, and that is a problem. The server's got ways of differentiating which website must be displayed when people type it in, but it's one IP address. If you're on a virtual private server, you own that IP address, and that IP address is actually your presence on the internet, not my funky company name.co.za. It's that IP address, and that's what you're paying for. Does that make sense? I know the techie stuff can get a bit funky, but your name is actually linked to an IP address, just like your business name is linked to a telephone number. You don't want to share that telephone number with someone else. Same thing.
I know you're the tech guy, that's why I'm challenging that.
Yes.
Tech guys always tell me what's the best, but in real life, I don't know whether it works for me. Sorry. Why?
Okay.
Tell me what is a real scenario that actually is not theoretical. We're talking about suddenly is there a nuclear war happening, but what is really happening? Because I mean, there is for me is almost more the shared one. Get a reputable company, like that it has a good name, it has a good
Absolutely.
system.
No, and you can.
But tell me a little bit what can really happen And how often does it happen?
Okay, so let's say you got company A, company B on shared hosting. So they share the same IP address, 10.10.10.10.10. Okay. Company A, good company like Johnny, positive, excited, you know, doing everything right. Company B is busy spamming everyone to get affiliate marketing links in. They're sending out, and one of the blacklisting companies eventually have enough of that, and they decide to ban not company B.co.za, they ban and block 10.10.10.10. They ban that IP address. Suddenly you find your emails aren't working anymore. And you're having problems with your domain. The traffic's dropped off because you were banned. Because you're sitting in the same building as someone else who's doing something wrong. And you're sharing that space, and it's guilt by association. That's one example that happens often.
Yeah, but then being a big hosting company, I would put a mechanism to do this before the other guys. Isn't it more like a reputable company who has systems?
So what they do is when you complain, say something's going on funny, they go, hold on, we investigate, and what they do is they move you off 10.10.10 into 10.10.11 with other neighbors.
Okay.
And then they go, oh, it's fixed. I don't know. We didn't. And you'll never know. You'll never know because you can never see that far down into the system. If you own a virtual private server, I can see right down into the operating system. I can see everything, and I control that. It's mine to mess up, and it's mine to get right.
Is it substantially more?
I will get you, I'll say this later, an affiliate link for 100 Rand a month, a virtual private server. 2 CPUs, 4 gigs of memory, 200 gig hard drive. And it's yours, your IP address, 100 Rand a month.
And that's part of a package with services of hosting,
No.
emails.
No. This is the building.
Oh wow, there's no service bill, there's no electricity, there's nothing in there.
Of course it is, it's running. But
No, I mean, I need emails, I need something.
okay, so when you rent a building, do they give you the furniture? Do they put
There's
it?
nothing in there.
No, there's nothing in there.
Okay.
But you have your own server. Okay. And this is the other point. Having this building, not only must it be built, so you can go and rent someone else's building or build your own, but it must also be maintained. Now, you rely on that good hosting company to make sure they've done their maintenance. Well, hopefully if they've got a good reputation, they have. The really cheap and nasty guys don't. They're not patching it with the latest stuff and what have you. Again, if you got your own, you must do it, but then you know you're doing it. And I'll rather know, from an IT point of view, I'll rather know what I've done than rely on someone else to maybe do it. Okay. Once you've got your IP address because you found your building on your street, you need to get, and so this is all the eggs in one basket still, Johnny. We've done 2 eggs, this is the 3rd egg. Get your address into the Internet Directory. So the Internet Directory DNS is a telephone book of names to numbers. The Internet only works on numbers actually. So when you type in www.google.com, it actually goes to a DNS server and says, please give me the IP address for google.com. It then gives it back to the browser. Then the browser actually connects to the IP address, not the name. Now, so you can imagine, these guys have got some power and authority. They're very, very important. They are linking your domain name to your server's IP address. I want control of that. I want to know that that's right. Okay. And if you with Hetzner, Afrihost, or what have you, there's some magic that happens there. They tend to do it. Some of them are a little bit more exposed than others. I want to control that fully. And I take that egg out of that basket. I don't want that with my hosting company. Think about that. If my website links to IP address number 1 at this hosting company and I no longer want to use them, if my DNS server is away from them, I can go get an IP address somewhere else and then just change my DNS. No longer go there, go there. Okay. If my eggs are all in one basket and I don't have control over that, how do I then find another hosting provider? I've now got to change my IP addresses, my DNS and everything. So by separating that out, I get more control. And a company like Cloudflare, Cloudflare will do that for you, and that's also important for the second thing about professional emails. It also adds to scalability, and I'm going to touch more on Cloudflare later. I can just tell you now that that's free. So why not do it? Step 4, fourth egg, is around 2 basic tasks that you again are outsourcing potentially to other people, but you have to make sure some of your security aspects like SSL. If you're not running HTTPS, then Google won't share the love with you. They don't like insecure websites anymore. You have to have a certificate. And then
So the one is HTTP.
yes,
That's not the secure one.
that's not the secure one. S literally stands for security. And then the other basic thing that you must do is this SEO, search engine optimization, which is where you rank in the Google's web pages when they search. And you have to submit your website to Google, to Bing, to all these search engines so that you appear properly. Have you done that? Are you relying on someone else to do that? Do you know that it's been done? These things are so important. I want to know that it's done. And I want to know that it's done properly. So these are things you have to do. Okay, so quickly, your address, domain name, you can sometimes get it free if you get it with a hosting company. If that works for you, again, I wouldn't do that. Otherwise, you're paying between 90 and 260 Rand a year, depending on what kind of domain name you're getting. Again, so you buy domain names from a domain registrar. So I use domains.co.za, I buy my domains there. I host my domain somewhere else, and I do my DNS somewhere else. So I've separated all 3 things out. So if domains.co.za suddenly hike their domain renewal prices to 1,000 Rand a month, I just take it away. Everything else carries on working, because not all my eggs are in one basket. Okay. Because I've separated out, I can do that.
Sorry, so in other words, like if you go through AfriHost, they've gone and found the name from potentially this company, come back.
And they're reselling it to you, yes. So this is a good, it's called a TLD, Top Level Domain Name Registrar in South Africa. They do other things as well. They try and sell hosting and all that as well, but they started out as a domain registrar. So I'll go there for that. And as I said, you can get it from AfriHost. You can get your domain name from AfriHost, your DNS from AfriHost, and your hosting from AfriHost. And it's nice if you don't know how this thing works, because then everything will just work. But you're going to have some challenges later, potentially. If they're really good, maybe not. Property rental, so your hosting, as I said, 50 Rand, maybe thereabout, or 100 Rand. So admittedly, here is my affiliate link, so I'll make like 10% if you use that link, and then you can get 100 Rand virtual private server, or go find your own. It's absolutely fine. Separate it out from the rest. Building your website. Free, you can do it yourself. We were talking about Wix. Drag and drop, you can do that. But you're going to get what you pay for. Your website is going to be as good as your user interface design skills. And I know mine suck. That's why the websites I do suck. Or you can go get that nice German perfectionistic 1 pixel, everything is aligned, neat, and looks funky. And you're going to pay, how long is a piece of string? You know, you can pay hundreds of thousands of rands for a website. Just like you can for a building. But I would budget roughly for like a 1-pager, kind of like a good thing that looks nice and whatever. Yeah, 2 grand. Go to Fiverr.com, do a 1-pager, 2,000 Rand. These guys know what they're doing. They churn them out. You'll get something that is fairly good. Maintenance. Maintenance is linked to the type of website. If you've got a free website, your maintenance will be cheap. If you've got an expensive website because you're doing e-commerce and you've got 40 different pages and templates and whatever, then your maintenance is going to be more expensive. And that's true of a building as well, ne? You build a big, expensive building. Anything from 10 to 15% of the cost of your building is the cost of your maintenance annually. Same for websites. You can get free certificates now, so having the HTTPS is not going to cost you.
Because my provider's charging me for SSL.
Yes. Use Let's Encrypt for free. That's for the generic certificate. So you get different levels of authentication. So the generic one just says your website is secure. Then you can get those green lock ones where some company out there claims to verify that your business is your business and you are who you say you are, and they've authenticated not only the link, but they've authenticated your business, and that you'll pay more for.
Crazy.
Yeah. But that can be free. It doesn't have to cost you. Right. Sorry, I'm rushing through things. Professional emails. I just picked up on this because I was dealing with doctors recently. And this just, I don't know, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm not my customer, but this freaks me out. Do I really want to trust a neurologist whose business emails I'm sending to Gmail? I mean,
Is this for real?
yes, there's his business card. Okay, compared to this doctor over here who's got an email address, drmayepa.co.za. And I go, okay, cool. Hopefully she's in control. I drive around Fishhoek and I see this, the right-hand side thing example, all the time. And I just think to myself, firstly, I think as a customer, it's one of those little blink moments where you go, you just feel something isn't right. Okay, and I go, and it's not that hard. Let me show you.
But I mean, we've all got Gmail accounts.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
But this is personal. Why can't you do your why?
It's a business.
Why aren't you doing your business on a business email address?
Okay.
Why is it that Gmail can't be?
No, it can. Remember, this isn't logical.
One step ahead.
This isn't logical. This is perception. This is perception you're trying to manage. Which of these, just from a perception point of view, just looking at these emails, which one do you feel better about?
I just now only discovered that
Yeah,
the difference.
I see this all the time.
all the time.
I would not go to Gmail. That communicates to me, and you are very starting business, you're a backyard business, and you might have a good service, but I don't get any repeatability. This is a tryout.
And look, so not everyone is going to have that
That's what I
reaction.
feel. All right?
Not everyone's going to have that reaction. I get that. Some people are going to be,
But
oh,
the
that's fine.
neurologist-
Okay. But
My reaction, especially to that, is I'm fly by night. I can
Yes.
up and disappear in seconds.
Exactly. And it's not true. It's a perception.
Yeah.
I'm sure, I know, he's a lovely doctor. He treated my mom. He's been around for ages. You know, I know all that. But at the same time, I think, come on, dude, really? And then it's like natasha.drjbutler@gmail. Why not just get drjbutler.com? And, you know, like, really? Can't you afford it?
Exactly.
On your fees? What's going on here? Don't you care? These are the kind of things that go through my mind. And all of it is nonsense, of course. He doesn't even know I'm freaking out about him this morning. But that's the perception. And again,
Have you tried to contact him and tell him?
you know what? I actually emailed the top email address. I wanted some information. Still haven't heard back.
From Natasha.
Yeah.
Maybe she's not working for him anymore.
Exactly.
And exactly. And that is also a lot harder to manage if you're a business and you're using Gmail and you've got staff.
Yes.
Okay, come on.
Can I just ask something about the email? You know, if I see admin at or info at or reception at, I immediately think, I'm going to email these people and I'm going to only get it and reply 5 days later.
Yes, I wouldn't. You have to have some generic emails, but at this level, I would have definitely put Hlangwanje at, and then just delegated that to a staff member, so that it does appear personal, even though it's just the name. So make the name relational. Depending on the type of business, but make the name relational, but then don't use that as your, so you can go make that Andre at, but don't use that as your email then. Give that to your receptionist.
I would be careful to do that because depending, you link your name to that.
Yes.
And if that receptionist,
Well, that's your staff for you.
really?
Yeah. Well, do you trust your staff? Because even at admin at, they can stuff you up like that.
But at least it's not
Yeah.
linked to your name directly.
Yeah.
Just for me, if that email read, well, okay, let's say Dr. Butler at butler.com,
Yes.
that would
Yeah.
instill
And-
much
and-
more confidence.
And you can manage that perception yourself. There are degrees here, and remember, it's perceptions, not absolutes. So you must decide what you want to do.
I think the flip side of that is your staff are not permanent. So as much as you're pushing those email addresses, like you
Yes.
said, if somebody leaves,
Yes.
people remember that. So sometimes it is better to do the admin at because the person can change.
And I think that's an important point here. Depending on your size of the business, I might have a very different argument around what to do with email. If you've got a lot of staff, what I'm talking about now isn't right for you in any case. You absolutely have to have control over your email. You have a legal requirement to be in control of your email. That is business communication. So if there's ever a court case or what have you, you need to present your communication. You need to know what's going on in your email. For sure you do. I just want to point this out. Email, because it's so ubiquitous, people think it's easy. Email hosting is more complex than website hosting. It's way more difficult to do. If you want to go and get email as email provider, you will see you will pay a lot more for that than the website. You got all kinds of stuff because of spam. You've got all kinds of rules as a hosting provider for email that you have to jump through, which is why most people just get Gmail, because it is so complex to do. That is an amazing service that Google offers for free. It is phenomenal. You pay hundreds of rand a month to get 10 mailboxes with 1 gig of storage or whatever. It's ridiculous, actually. So what I want to show you is that you can combine the two. To combine it, you have to have your own domain name and be in control of that. You then can sign up for a free Gmail account. And if you're doing this, I would do it this way. Don't use your current Gmail. Start out and create a Gmail specifically with the purpose of being your business's Gmail. And even give it like, this is your business name, like that other Dr. Butler did at gmail.com. But no one's ever going to see that. But that's how you're going to manage it. And that Gmail account is also important because it can, you can then use that to unlock all the Google universe of tools. Google Analytics, Google Ads, Google AdSense, the Google My Business, all those things. Google wants you in their little space. Now you're in. But it's your business thing, it's not your personal thing. Then you go and create a free Cloudflare account. I've mentioned them before, the DNS providers. And you'll get your business email there, but they will also offer you a whole host of other services for free. For free. Which is absolutely amazing.
Why?
Why? Because that is only a very small list of what they actually can offer you. So this is how they get you in, but they're targeting big enterprise corporations, not you and me. So that to them is easy to do. And to be fair, they're quite altruistic in terms of protecting the internet from bad guys. So they want people to be responsible on the internet, so they give that to them.
Sorry. What is Cloudflare?
Cloudflare is a company, cloudflare.com. I'll put the links up later. Cloudflare.com is a company, and they're a DNS company. So they give you that full DNS control around your IP addresses and where your IP address is and how it links to your name. So they're that telephone directory. They link your IP address, which is where your physical server is, to your name of your company. And by doing that, you can control now who can get there. And that can be really important. Like Cloudflare, for instance, if you've got a WordPress site, for those of you who are in the know, you put in myawesomecompany.co.za/wp-admin, and then you log into the back end of your website and you can administrate that. Cloudflare will put a rule in that anyone going to that specific link needs to be authenticated. So they just won't allow anyone into your back end. I mean, that saves so many problems for you. And then you can get a special token, and then that allows you in to manage your website. So if you get other people who manage it, you can actually see they're trying to log in. You can control it, and you can say, yes, okay, you can go in now, here's the token. When they log out, they can't go back in again. So you always know who's in your back end of your website for free.
So you can say your competition is using your narrative, something like that, and you could trace them.
If they're just stealing stuff from you, no. I mean, that's just copy and paste. But you can stop a disgruntled ex-employee from logging into your website and causing chaos. Or the hosting company or your website designer management company that you recently fired for incompetence from getting back in and causing chaos. Okay.
But doesn't, I just think of on my hosting company, I have control of all of that. There's user management and all of that.
Yes, but anyone who can get to crcauto.co.za/wp-admin will be presented with a login page.
Yeah.
And if they attack that login page and get in, then they can do that. Okay. Cloudflare will stop them from even getting to that page to be able to attack it. Yeah. Okay, then I'm not going to do this in detail, but basically what Cloudflare can then do is you can set up within Cloudflare your Gmail account, and then using their tools, you can then create these emails in Cloudflare, info or Thomas at or whatever other email addresses you want. And then you can link the one to the other. So that, and then you configure the DNS, because that's what they do, and email is also DNS. You can then configure that DNS settings for your company so that all emails sent to your company's email address will then just get forwarded to Gmail.
And that's all free.
And that's free.
What does DNS stand for?
Domain name system.
Domain name system.
I've also seen a video online of how you can use your Gmail as it is with a .com at the end.
Yes.
And just edit the Gmail. You can edit it to whatever you want to.
Well, I'll have to see it. I don't know. You see, this part over here is linked to that DNA, and that has to be in control. Otherwise, anyone can just make anything. So somewhere there's a control mechanism to do that. And who's controlling that mechanism? This is a means for you to control it in a way that I trust. And so now you're still using the power of Gmail and everything that it offers, but the perception from outside in is that you got this professional looking email, okay, without paying the mega email hosting fees. What else did I want to say? The other thing is you can then set up your email client. So in the email world, the email address that you send email from isn't as important, ironically, as the email address that you're sending to. So you can, in your email client, you can then set up Gmail or your email client to send email addresses from that email. So even your replies will look like it's coming from a professional email address, even though you're using Gmail. Again, this is a small business solution. If you've got staff and whatever, you probably don't want to do it this way. You then want a comprehensive email solution. Get a good-looking signature. Sort this out. Set it up in your email client. Why is this important? Because Your emails are marketing. How many times have you, when looking for someone's number or something, gone and searched for it in email to find that person, to find the information? Okay. That footer is important. I get frustrated when people haven't put that there because I now found it and I'm like, this is not where the answer is. And other people forward your emails. I'm looking for a builder. Oh, hold on, I don't have my contact list, but I got an email from him. I'll just forward you his email. All his details is in the footer. Okay. So leave it there. It's free marketing. Set up once, put all the details you want in there and send it off. Sure, how am I doing for time? I'm only now getting to Google Business. Go to Google Maps, search for your business. If it's already there, someone else has already told Google you exist. And then you can claim it. You can say, this is my business. And they'll take you through a process. I'll explain now. If it's not there, you can add it. I've created these bit.ly links. You can follow them and you can go and set up your business in Google My Business. Because this is a Google thing, it's going to ask you to log in. Be sure then you've already set up your business Gmail account. Log in with that. That's the key to that. All Google's tools. Use that Gmail account. Don't use something else. Google likes for it to be Google. Everything just works smoother.
I mean, the other thing would be if we have something already. I did is like I had my domain. You just forward you just create a quick Google thing.
Yeah.
And then forward all the stuff to your other.
Yeah, exactly. So this is just this email literally just becomes a key.
Yeah.
You almost never need to log in there and look at the emails. It's just a key to get you into all the other services. Then Google's going to ask you to verify this is your business. And there's many ways of doing that. One is literally, I saw, you can take a video of yourself in the business going into areas where people shouldn't be allowed to go, like opening a cash register and going into the kitchen. And you can send them a video and probably AI looks at it, but maybe it's a person and they go, oh, okay, this guy looks like this is his business, you know, and then they'll go, okay, this is, you own this business. But that can take up to a couple of weeks to get done if you do it that way. The best way again, DNS.
Correct. Sorry, DNS again?
Domain name system. So that's that IP address to your name.
Okay.
So if you say that you're the owner of My Awesome Company, well then surely you must own myawesomecompany.com's website and domain name. So therefore you can go and put something in DNS. So you can create many different kinds of DNS records. So you can create a verification record in your DNS because you control it. Google will go and look to see if that verification record is there, and if it is there, they will go, okay, you own this business.
So practically, how do you get into DNS? You just Google it?
No, so
What's DNS?
the back end of where your hosting is or who's controlling your DNS will have a management panel. So, and then in that management panel, you can control it.
How do you get to that?
Well, that depends where you are. It'll be different depending on where you are and where your DNS is. Cloudflare, easy. They have a little menu, DNS, you go in there, you see all your records, you add, change, do whatever you want. So that's instant verification. Wait an hour, they approve it's you, you're done, you're in, you own the business. Then you can go into Google's My Business. So here you can see I've now logged in. So this is my nonprofit, Upside Community Services. I've logged into the Google My Business. You'll see it looks a lot just like a Google search, except that over here, I've got all these kind of tools now to do things. I can go and edit my profile, read reviews, read messages, add photos, look at my performance on the web, all kinds of stuff. I can do things over here, and I'm basically over here, I'm controlling what is seen over here. So someone asks, how do I add photos? How do I, this is where you do it. Okay. You can do a lot there. This almost becomes, I would tell people who don't want to spend money on a website because what have they got to say? This is almost your website.
You can put narrative on that?
You can leave messages, but what I would do is take this information and make it a website. So I will go to Fiverr and pay 1,500 Rand, and I'll say, this is my content. Make this content into a nice one-page website, and also add this and this and this, and this photo and that. And then that's your instruction. Then they build it out. Now you have a nice one-page website. Quick. Now you got that website. You are there. People can verify you. The contact details are there. It's all cool. What's even nice is you can use this to contact your customers. So let's say, I don't know, you had a family crisis and you're closing your business today. For heaven's sake, go and update your website and say you closed today. There's nothing worse than rocking up for your car repair and then they said they were open and they closed.
Why 8:30 and not 8? Just to make sure, because it's a downside of
Yes.
over-promising and not delivering.
But you can also leave, you can also communicate, update your customers. So you can put information out there. Running a special this week, you can do stuff. And this can be almost like a little mini website within Google.
Do you know, have you any data how many people use that?
A lot.
Even the detailed stuff of the more like shop and all of this.
Intuitively, I say a lot. And the reason is Google is pushing this because it's features that are used. It appears all the time. They're not going to expend that if no one's...
So it's worth going into that.
Yeah. And again, all this is free.
Neil, can I just ask something? Because if you, let's say for instance, if you search on Google, car repair shops near me,
Yes.
how do you set this up to
No, you don't have to. You set it up by setting up your map. And Google therefore knows where you are, your GPS coordinates, and knows where the phone is that's searching, because if it's turned on its location services. If they haven't, they will say, well, you're doing a near me search, please switch on your GPS location so we know where you are. And then it just basically correlates the distance and says, well, this is the closest one to where you physically are.
But me now as the business owner.
No, you are just where you are.
No, but
So you control where you are. That's it.
and I go in here at
You can't,
where do I put that pin on the map?
your address. You type in your address. You don't put the pin on the map. You say, my address is 24 Corvette Road, Sun Valley. It puts the pin in and goes, that's where you are. So if your business is in Bloemfontein and someone's searching in Cape Town, you can't fake it so that they'll find you. Unless you have multiple locations. Okay, guys, you must stop me if this is going on too long.
Can I ask you just because I've got to leave just now.
Yeah.
So what is your service to us as business owners?
For Business Connect people, as I said, this is my passion, is to help people. I just don't want to get stuck in the maintenance cycle, because I find that problematic for business owners. They go, I got this problem, your email problem. I have no idea what the problem is, so I have no idea how long it's going to take, so I have no idea how much I'm going to have to charge you. And businesses find that very tricky to manage with technologists. Because suddenly it turns out to be a massive problem, 2 days and 20,000 Rand later, and everyone's upset. But to kind of set this up will probably take me a day, a couple of hours to do all these things. And let's talk. A few grand.
Do that for businesses,
I'll-
for a new business. You would
I will do that for you guys. Don't necessarily tell other people. I actually run a non-profit. I'm a teacher. This is my passion. This is one of my passions. So I just want to see people get this right and succeed.
Neil, so thinking about this, I would actually say, give you my card and say, Neil, have a look at my business.
Sure.
And tell me where I'm going wrong.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
Can I do that?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Another quick win is around WhatsApp. And this is important, so before you leave, please, I'm begging you, get a second phone and a number. Separate your private life from your business life. for your own sanity and the future and the sanity of your family and friends and what have you.
Shout this to whole South Africa. As a
Get-
European, I don't get it.
Yeah,
They just WhatsApp you anytime.
exactly. Okay. And then get business WhatsApp on your business phone,
Okay, yeah.
not normal WhatsApp. And again, everything I'm going to tell you now is free, other than the phone and the number. So save your sanity, separate your personal life from your business life. You want to be able to switch off your work phone. You do. Then go and set up WhatsApp for my business. I've created a bit.ly link over there. They'll literally take you step by step through everything that you must do. And the great thing about why business WhatsApp, you can actually create a catalog of your services, a price list in business WhatsApp. So when they WhatsApp you, they get automatic reply. Thanks for contacting my company. By the way, here's our services. And then they can immediately see.
How much do you pay for that?
Zilch.
For what's
Nix. Nothing. Gratis for free.
Really?
Yes. They offer business what's premium, and then you can do even more. But the basic stuff, free.
And you just Google it.
No, just go to this link and it'll take you there.
On what?
Type it into your browser.
Oh, your browser, yeah.
Yeah. On your phone, on your PC, in your.
Do they tell me on that how many people get access to the same
Yes.
account?
So that's the great thing about this as well. There's a couple of nice features. So you got this catalog, you got default messages. First time customers, you can send a automatic message to. Thanks for contacting us, and you can give them information automatically. And that's great because they're messaging you because they want an answer. They'll get an answer. Okay, even though you're busy under the sink because you're a plumber, they get an answer. Repeat customers, you can send a different message to. You can send after hours messages. Thanks for contacting us. We close right now, but we will contact you tomorrow morning. We open at 8:30. Okay, cool. Now I know. And you have a right to be closed. You have a right to have people might be upset, but they know that's actually okay. If you respond from your private phone after hours, you are habituating your clients to the fact that you can be abused. You are letting them. Don't. You can. This is also cool. You can label your contacts. This guy is an asshole. Okay. You can create these. So when it pops up, you go, oh yes, this guy. Or this is a new customer, or this is a good customer, or whatever you want. You can label your customers. And why is that important? Because with business WhatsApp, you can have more people attending to the messages than just you and your phone. You can open up business WhatsApp on a PC. So you got your phone with you, and your receptionist has got business WhatsApp on her PC, and she can respond to things. And then she can maybe see your labels and messages, and she can all at the same time. You can have up to 3 people connecting to a business WhatsApp from PCs and one phone. That's brilliant. That's really brilliant. Yeah, that's what I said. Then there's another link for you. You can create, that QR code over there is created from this link. So you can create links that when people click on it will automatically open up WhatsApp on their phone to your WhatsApp number ready with a message. You can even type in a default message for them. Please contact me, I'm interested in what you offer. So they click on that, it pops up, oh, that's exactly what I wanted. They click send, and the message is done. Lovely, convenient. So put that on websites, put that on business cards. I'll get to business cards in a second.
You mean the
I'm at business cards, yeah, the QR code. Last thing almost. Paper cards still work, especially if you have the QR codes on it, but paper cards get lost, and they're not there always when you need it. Okay, what you want to be is not in their pocket, you want to be on their phone. Think about that. You want them to actually sit and type in what's on your business card into the phone, so when they need you, they phone you. So with an app, a free app like Hi Hello, hihello.me, which is an app on your phone, you can create a digital business card. Okay.
For me personally, yes, it goes for.
So you go there, you create your account and your cards, and you can create more than one card. I'll show you in a second. And then let me just show you. So that's mine. So I've created 2 cards. I've got a work and a personal. Okay. And then on the app, so that's what it looks like on the website. And this is roughly what it looks like on the app.
Work, you look a lot more serious.
Yeah, that was the plan. So on the app, it looks roughly like that. You can then share, and when you say I want to share, it opens up the QR code, you hold it out to the person, they scan it, and it automatically, all the details that you configured gets entered into their contact list on their phone.
So, but don't the other person also need that app?
No,
No.
no.
Cool, because that is often a hurdle
No.
that you have to have another.
It goes directly into their contact list.
Can I ask you a silly question?
Scary.
There.
So be careful what you scan, huh?
Yeah. Well, it's going to, you must confirm. Do you want it to go in?
Cool.
So-
that is cool. I like that.
So the app for this code system,
Yes.
is there one that you don't have to pay for?
Yes. Well, this one you didn't have to pay for,
No,
and I'll
for
show
my
you.
phone,
I'll show you
be
another
able
one.
to Scan, like if I go up to there and I want to download an app that I can scan that.
You
but
can
I don't
use
wanna
your-
pay 90 rand a
No,
month.
you use your camera.
Okay.
Your camera has got built-in QR code scanning into
Okay.
it. Yeah.
I see what the gentleman
Wonderful.
say because I wanted to do that.
I thought it was a stupid question.
Open your phone. Open your camera.
Okay, I've got to just find it.
I had the same problem. He told me I
Photos,
was paying
camera. I
90
normally
rand
only, there we
a
go.
month to download the app.
I never have.
Show options. Show options. Copy link. Do I copy link? Or
Open link. So there, you just opened a QR code for free.
Actually wanted
Okay, there we go.
spot.
I need to
Only
do
did it
that.
on PC.
Wonderful. And then save contact with it straight in my phone.
Yep.
Receive emails, add contacts.
Yep.
It says here receive by email or just add to contacts.
Yeah, add to contacts.
Okay, so sorry, I was busy. So okay, yeah. I just take a photograph of that.
No, just hold it there.
Okay.
Is this a Android or
Yeah.
iPhone?
Yeah. Android.
See, Android I'm not too familiar with. That should have.
I've got Android and it gave
Put
me
your
a
phone
message.
at the
I
QR
have
code
to
to take a photograph of
download
this.
that app.
No, you shouldn't have to. I know on iPhones
Oh,
it just
then I
it
must-
recognizes that
Okay, then I
and
must have the Bluetooth on then. Okay, if I have Bluetooth on.
see there we go.
Android.
Yeah. If I have the Bluetooth on. Yeah. Let me see.
That shouldn't be linked to Bluetooth.
No.
No.
Something very verkeerd.
I'll have to check that phone out. But yeah, these two work. So
Yeah, so the business cards you are creating, how many can you create?
I'm not sure. I just
You've got
made the
number
two.
of businesses and
Yeah, you can create multiple in there.
okay.
Yeah, and then that's nice. I mean, I can even link in. So I've linked my code to my wallet, so I can open it up within my iPhone's wallet, and just looks like better. Hold on, let me take out my wallet.
So I've downloaded that's the app, the Hi.
Hi, hello, yeah.
Okay, cool. Because
So-
it asks you.
Yeah, so if you want to create and share this, then you need the Hi Hello app.
Yes.
And then once you've created it, I get over here, and then I can say I want to send it, and then it
Just
allows
open
me
it
to
up.
share it.
Yeah,
Yeah. And then you log in on the app into the same account that you use to create the stuff on the web. So you do the web component first, you create your cards on the web, and then you open the app and log in, and it pulls that information to your phone. Then, to answer your other question, you can QR code any link for free. So there's open a free Bitly account, copy your long, complicated web address that you want people to get to quickly without having to type in /this/this/that and what have you.
What is Bitly? I have seen this many times I don't understand.
So Bitly is a website. It's a service.
And it's a legit.
Yep.
Because it looks very not legit. Okay.
So here it is. So here's that one link. It's so bad of you. bit.ly/start WhatsApp business, and that's what it links to. So you either had to type in all that with dashes and what have you, or you just type in a very user-friendly link. But then what Bitly does is it connects the two. And what's great as well is I can see how many people clicked on that link now. So from a marketing point of view, it's a very cheap way of going, hey, let's see, running a special of some kind, and instead of sending out this long link in an email address, I send out a Bitly link, and without getting into Google Analytics and cookies and everything, I can quickly see, well, how many people are clicking on that link. And then Bitly will create a QR code for that link as well, and you can download that and put that in emails, websites, print it out, wherever you want.
Can I just ask something?
Sorry,
You mentioned cookies.
yes.
Now, it often happens. You open up and then it says
Accept all cookies.
We accept. Do you accept all? Because you know to
depends.
Go change anything, so I just by default accept all and just carry on.
I do, but that you pay a price.
You pay for it?
Yeah.
No, not real.
Not rand price. Just
It's so painful
okay.
to go and
Okay.
amend that.
Why is Google offering everything for free if nothing's really for free?
Data.
Because they are buying your data. They know who you are. They know what you do. They know where you go. They know and they sell exactly. And they sell that information. But how do they do that? And not only them, other people as well, cookies. So when you say accept all, you're giving permission for them to have more of your data to sell. If you don't care, that's fine.
Sometimes it's difficult not to click on the cookies because you can't go any further.
Exactly.
But data is information or data is in megabytes?
No, data is information, personal information.
Sell.
And most importantly, I mean, there was a classic story of Target, the big American store, was buying this data, analytical data of cookies and what have you, and mining their own data. And they eventually worked out from information on the internet and their own information about buying power, what women would buy when they were pregnant. And it came out that women were getting coupons for baby stuff before they even knew they were pregnant. Okay, because the data about their habits was, Google knew that they are behaving like they are pregnant before they even knew they were pregnant. That's the power of data.
So you spam everybody's getting married.
So, well, no, this is the thing. It's not spam, it's targeted.
Oh, target, everybody's getting married.
It's targeted. And without knowing, those women, well, this was the problem. Without knowing, those women gave over the data so that they could be targeted. And it was an invasion of privacy. And that caused a huge, and that it was these kind of things that led to, well, no, websites must let you know and have a choice. And that choice is in cookies. That's what is actually happening there. You now have a choice. So do you want to share your data of what you're doing on this website with the world effectively? Because you don't know where it's going to go, or not. Or do you want to choose, that's what the manage is, do you want to choose what they can get or not? I know. See, and you can't have it both ways. You can't have it both
Then
ways.
you just accept all
Yeah.
because you need to go carry on.
But then you pay a price.
Question to the tech. I thought I have a solution, but it might not be. Because in one way, yes, they know anyway. I can't control everything.
Yes.
But by not controlling everything doesn't mean I shouldn't control anything.
Exactly.
It's like,
So,
but yes, is DuckDuckGo a solution? Because I have a certain browser, and basically every time you have to click cookies, because after every
Yes.
time I go out,
I clean the,
clears the browser clears the cookies, but you never have these nice autofill functions.
yes. It doesn't remember who you are because you said don't remember who I am. You can't have it both ways. And it's the same, and I promise you I'm getting to the end, but Andre asked me about spam, bully beef. in South Africa. The problem is that some people like it and some people don't. Bully beef, that is. But also spam. Occasionally it's nice to get an email when you were actually looking for a new hard drive, and then you get this email about a special for a hard drive, and you go, oh, well, that's nice, okay. And then the next day you hate spammers. Again, you can't have it both ways. So to me, the big thing is to give people a choice about, if you are marketing through email, give people a choice. Open a free MailChimp account. Again, it's free unless you have more than 1,000 customers. Do all your emails through MailChimp. Why? Because MailChimp comes in with this ability for people to choose to unsubscribe. And then they won't get the spam anymore, then they're happy. Okay? But some people love you and love what you're doing. Okay? And they don't mind. And
Sorry, the MailChimp, can it go through an existing email account?
so MailChimp, again, this is your from email, which isn't as important as the to email. Yeah. So you just tell MailChimp, send this from special deals at myawesomecompany.com, and it'll send it from that email. It doesn't actually have to go through your email to send it from there.
So you go on to, you just Google MailChimp and you put in the details and send email out?
Yeah, you create a MailChimp account, you go in there, and then you can design your email in there. You can make it all funky with pictures and links and QR codes and what have you, as complex or simple as what you want it to be.
Okay.
And MailChimp manages your list of customers with their names and emails, and MailChimp will even personalize the email. Dear Bob, for each email, by looking at your list of emails. And send that out, and then it comes in with a built-in unsubscribe link. So if they don't want to receive it, they unsubscribe, and it gets removed from your list, and you don't offend them any longer.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
I'll just take a photo of that.
Um, oh, sorry. Did you get that? The whole pack I will make available. All the slides and links and what have you. I just wanted to say over here, the thing with spam and emailing is actually not to see it as just you pushing out communication like outbound marketing. You must think of emails as building a community around your product or brand. You want to actually, if they're there, they like you for some other reason, they use you. You actually want to use that. You want to be helpful to people. You actually want them to want your email to come in because they find benefit out of it. So it's not always about pushing a product or down there. Give them the free information, give them the tips, give them the helpful stuff and what have you. And then every third one you say, hey, we're selling this, got this special one. And build that community.
So important.
That vital.
Because you get referrals
Yep.
from that, and you just get repeat business.
So if I'm emailing a client that serves 100 clients, and I do all my business through that one client, and then they've got their clients, can
Yes.
they forward that same email onto all their
Yes.
clients?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, a key thing is to understand this. So this over here, these 1,000 customers, whatever, is called the list. And that list is worth gold. Building out that list, making sure you've got a form on your website where you can capture email addresses and what have you, that is gold. That's non-cold called customer. You know their name. You can leverage that. This needs to be managed nicely and kept up to date, and it really is worthwhile. And getting your customers' names is more valuable to you than having them own
Then
it.
there's a conflict there because I wouldn't tell.
Depending on your business,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
Yeah. But they can forward it, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So you're talking about somebody who goes onto your website and just checks it out, but he's looking for something, but he doesn't choose you specifically at that time, but then MailChimp will
So if
retain
they
the
filled in that form, yes.
Yes, they'll retain that website that at a later stage you could just contact
So that is why you always want to offer something free on your website. A document of some kind, information of some kind. Hey, you want this information, here it is. But before you get it, just quickly fill in your email address and name.
Okay.
Because now you're in my list.
Okay.
And then they fill it in, they get it, and then and then you can continue the communication. Otherwise, why must I give you my email address? What am I getting out of it?
And by that, they have agreed that I can contact them
Yes.
with a copy, right?
So I put Poppy in there as well. If you fill in this form, you are giving me permission to contact you. But they can unsubscribe at any moment, and hey, no harm, no foul. Quickly. Professional domain and website, there's some costs over there. It can vary a lot. We've spoken about that. Professional email, free. Google My Business, free. Professional WhatsApp, free. Digital business card, free. All those things, this can actually be done for free. Why aren't you doing it? It's free.
That bonus 1 and 2.
That was the spam thing and that, and yeah. And then lastly, I just want to market something myself.
All right, okay, go for it.
While I have my list in my room, next week Saturday, my nonprofit is hosting Professor Daniel Lowe, and he's doing a workshop, and it will be a small number of people only, on the role of suffering in spiritual formation and how to respond to suffering from within a pastoral context. Suffering is one thing we all share. If you're not suffering, it will come. So therefore it must be significant, even spiritually, and we don't understand it. We fear suffering, and we avoid it. And we find it difficult to be in the presence of someone who is, because we feel guilty that we're not. All kinds of things. So he's coming to speak in that. There's my QR code for the ticket. It's $50 just to cover some tea and coffee and stuff like that. It's 3 hours with a break. It's a real... Professor Lowe was the head of theology at Stellenbosch University, and his specialization was suffering, grief, and lament. So he knows what he's talking about, if you are interested. Thank you for your time and your attention. I'm sorry that was a big